Tropical wave dubbed Invest 97L with increasing chances of development. The NHC has already upped the odds of development for the newly anointed Invest 97L to a high chance over the next week. Good day to all our viewers tuning in to this special news bulletin. Today, from our studio, we bring you the latest and most important updates on the increasingly complex weather situation unfolding across the United States. In the coming days, our nation will face a series of dangerous meteorological events, including hurricane-force wind gusts, large hail, sudden tornado outbreaks, and the threat of flash flooding in many areas. At the same time, extreme heatwaves show no sign of abating, especially across the desert Southwest and the Pacific Northwest. Offshore in the Atlantic, meteorologists are closely monitoring a tropical disturbance that could develop into a powerful hurricane, possibly reaching Category 4 strength, with its future track still uncertain. This is a time when everyone must remain highly vigilant, as even a moment of complacency can lead to serious consequences. Fresh off a tropical wave from Africa, Invest 97L has a high chance of development over the next week as it moves into the Atlantic. Fox weather meteorologists explain the unknowns with this system, just as the disturbance tagged Invest 96L continues its journey into irrelevance in the open Atlantic Ocean. A new tropical wave just emerging off the western coast of Africa has caught the attention of the National Hurricane Center and could become a tropical depression soon. The NHC has already upped the odds of development for the newly anointed Invest 97L to a high chance over the next week. The NHC also said that, regardless of development, locally heavy rainfall and gusty winds are possible today and Monday across the Cabo Verde Islands. Unlike Invest 96L, this storm is starting its trek off Africa a bit farther to the south, which means it will likely avoid dry, dusty Saharan desert air that can keep storms from developing and had dogged 96L's development. The disturbance is now heading north into open waters, its chances of developing into a tropical system waning further, and is no threat to land. But computer forecast models are in agreement that this new disturbance will head west across the Atlantic, possibly reaching the Caribbean islands by late next week or that weekend. According to the Fox Forecast Center, as it moves, it too will face some challenges from dry air and dust over the Atlantic. However, as it gets closer to the Caribbean, the atmosphere is expected to become more favorable for it to strengthen. The western Atlantic, including the Gulf of Mexico, the Caribbean, and waters off the southeast U.S. continues to harbor the basin's warmest ocean temperatures. The Fox Forecast Center says, any systems that manage to reach those warmer pools of water would have a higher ceiling for intensification. As the system is approaching the vicinity of the Caribbean islands, the atmospheric pattern is forecast to become more conducive to the system strengthening, said Fox weather hurricane specialist Brian Norcross. Since a system's intensity and track are often related, a stronger system is normally more likely to turn north. We'll have to see how quickly this one organizes as it moves west. The more organized it gets, the better the forecasts are likely to be. But Norcross warned that despite rampant social media speculation showing some forecasts 12 to 14 days out indicating a potential major storm near the U.S., there is no forecast skill in predicting storms that far out. Before diving into the current situation, we would like to recall a memory still vivid in the minds of millions: the catastrophic derecho that struck exactly 5 years ago. On August 10, 2020, at that time, a massive thunderstorm system formed over eastern Nebraska and southeastern South Dakota, then accelerated through Iowa with winds equivalent to a Category 3 hurricane, causing severe damage to agriculture, infrastructure, and residents' lives. Cornfields were flattened, barns collapsed, and millions of homes were plunged into darkness due to power outages. The derecho continued its destructive path through Illinois and Indiana before finally dissipating near the shores of Lake Michigan around 7 p.m. Notably, many of the same atmospheric conditions that triggered that event, strong mid-level winds, abundant Gulf of Mexico moisture, and sharp temperature contrasts between air masses, have reappeared in recent days. While there is no confirmed forecast for another derecho, This serves as a stark reminder that nature can repeat its most extreme scenarios. Turning back to the present, data from the Storm Prediction Center shows that tonight, from Colorado stretching down into the southern plains, including parts of the Midwest, lies within a level 2 out of 5 severe storm risk zone. This means the potential for damaging wind gusts of 60 to 70 miles per hour, 96-112 kilometers per hour. Hail the size of quarters, and a low, around 2%, chance of tornado formation. This is a concern for rural and suburban communities where infrastructure may not be strong enough to withstand such forces. Residents are advised to avoid outdoor activities this evening, secure vulnerable property, and be ready to move to safety if warnings are issued. Today, Monday, August 11th, the Level 1 marginal risk zone is expected to expand into North Dakota, Minnesota, the Texas and Oklahoma Panhandle regions, as well as eastern New Mexico. Threats still include wind gusts of around 60 miles per hour, 96 km per hour, quarter-sized hail, and less than a 2% tornado chance. However, the bigger concern is rainfall totals of 1 to 3 inches, 25-75 millimeters, especially in southern Kansas, northern Oklahoma, and southwestern Missouri, when heavy rain falls repeatedly over the same areas in a short time. The ground quickly becomes saturated, creating ideal conditions for flash flooding, endangering lives and property. In the southeastern U.S., the Carolinas, Georgia, and Florida will continue to see unsettled weather tonight, with rainfall of 1 to 2 inches, 25-50 millimeters. While not a major storm, prolonged rain on already wet ground can easily cause localized flooding, especially in low-lying areas and places with poor drainage. Meanwhile, the West presents a stark contrast. Most areas remain dry, with only a few scattered showers in Southern California, Arizona, New Mexico, and northeastern Montana. Unfortunately, the combination of hot, dry weather and low humidity here increases the risk of wildfires, threatening both the environment and community safety. Across the desert Southwest and Pacific Northwest, temperatures will continue to exceed 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 37 degrees Celsius, today. Alarmingly, this hot air mass will spread eastward in the coming days. By midweek, specifically Wednesday, August 13th, the Plains and Rockies will see highs of 95 to 99 degrees Fahrenheit, 35 to 37 degrees Celsius. By Friday, August 15th, the Midwest will heat up significantly, with highs around 88 degrees Fahrenheit, 31 degrees Celsius, but heat indices, the feels like temperature, exceeding 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 37 degrees Celsius, in cities such as Omaha, Des Moines, and Kansas City. Chicago, Milwaukee, and Minneapolis will also remain above 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 32 degrees Celsius. Remarkably, next Monday morning, some locations in Michigan may record record high minimum temperatures of 75 degrees Fahrenheit, 24 degrees Celsius, rare for August. The long-range forecast from August 13 to 15 shows a low-pressure system moving from southern Canada, combined with tropical moisture from the southeast, bringing rounds of severe storms and heavy rain to the northern plains and upper Midwest. Residents should monitor warnings closely, as repeated heavy rain and strong winds could persist for several days, disrupting daily life and economic activity. Looking further ahead, from August 18 to 22, a strong high-pressure ridge is expected to dominate much of the West and Rockies, triggering an extreme heatwave with temperatures far above average. At the same time, areas east of the Mississippi River could see heavy rainfall, likely linked to a tropical storm or its remnants. Offshore, tropical weather is also drawing attention. In the eastern Pacific, Hurricane Henriette has reached Category 1 on the Saffir-Simpson scale with winds of 80 miles per hour, 129 kilometers per hour, moving north of Hawaii and potentially generating large swells that could impact marine and coastal activities. Meanwhile, Tropical Storm Evo is gradually weakening and is expected to downgrade to a tropical depression in the coming days. In the Atlantic, the main focus is on Disturbance 97L, which has just moved off the west coast of Africa into the main development region, a hotspot for strong hurricane formation. The National Hurricane Center estimates a 90% chance that this system will develop into a storm within the next 7 days. Forecast models range from a low-end tropical storm to a Category 4 hurricane as it approaches the Leeward Islands. The Bahamas, or the southwestern Atlantic, while its track remains uncertain. Caribbean nations, the Bahamas, and even the U.S. East Coast must monitor closely, as even a slight shift in trajectory could result in vastly different impacts. Clearly, in the coming days, the United States will have no respite, facing simultaneous threats from severe inland storms and tropical systems offshore. We urge everyone to stay updated with official forecasts, have preparedness plans ready, and never underestimate any weather warning. Your vigilance and readiness will be the most important factors in protecting the safety of yourself, your family, and your community. Thank you for watching this bulletin, and we look forward to bringing you the next update.